Hi there, welcome back to Quilts by Carmel. I am starting a new project and I wanted to bring you all along on this journey. I am calling it Soaring Reflections because I am using the fabric line SOAR by Northcott. Let me just show you real quickly. And they're called, oh, fabric tiles. Okay, I see. So when I bought this, I got a super great deal at Missouri Star, and I think they only wanted either 24 or 26.99 for what I call a layer cake, but it's called, I guess, 10-inch stackers. Um, which I thought, oh, this is great. And then when I went on my shop hop, I got 2.5 yards of this fabric. So I thought, oh, this will be great. If nothing else, I could just put it on the back of the quilt. Well, when I got my packet and I realized that um, there's only 10 different fabrics, I have them laid out over here. There's only 10 different fabrics in this line. So I said, okay, that's gonna narrow it down. I could have got a panel and done something like that, but I have decided to try something new. Hopefully, it turns out good. I'm still kind of wavering on how many to keep. I would like to have, ideally, 8 of these at 9 inches. So, at 9.5 inches. And I would like them to almost ombre. But I'm having a little issue with this one, so I don't know if I'm going to take it out or I'm going to remove the top one. We'll figure that out as we go. But also, what am I going to do with this background or this yardage, I'll call it? And I have decided I'm going to move the camera and zoom in a little. There is a repeat in here, kind of like when you do kaleidoscope quilts. It's about 23 and 5/8. So I can see it from this one to this one right here. So what I am going to do is I am going to cut half of it, which would be, I'm going to say it's 24. So right about, well, I'll just say half. And I'm going to cut it with the fabric. Sorry, I'm losing my words. I'm going to cut it with the fabric, and then I'm going to attach it to its bottom. So I'm going to sew these two right sides together, and I will have a reflection on this, and then I'll have those strips in between the four. So you get four each of these prints. So 4 times 10 is 40, and then you have 2 extras. Uh, so that's my plan. I hope it turns out good. It looks super pretty. Let me see. Sorry. You get 42 of the 10 inches, and we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about it. I think it'll be a nice, quick um, quilt. Okay. Hi there, I'm back, and this is almost done. It's the fastest quilt I've ever made. Let me see if I can adjust so I can get the whole thing in there. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. Um, I have starched my 10-inch squares. I did not starch my yardage, and then I had to cut them down to like 9 by 9.5 because they shrank so much. I was quite surprised at how much they shrank. So I pieced them together in columns. So I'm not really used to piecing in columns, but I really love how these turned out. I only had the 10 different tiles or 10-inch squares. So I tried to do an ombre effect going from lighter to darker. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I used 8 squares in each column. Well, they're rectangles, they're not squares. In each column, and then I added this 3-inch piece in here as well to make it blend better and make it a little longer.
Then on my yardage, after I found the a repeat, and I cut 2 strips the same size. I think this one's like 10 and a quarter. And then I sewed the tops together. And so this is a reflection of this, hence the name of the quilt, Soaring Reflections. So I did this at here. This is yardage. This is yardage too, but I sewed the bottoms together. And I believe this one's 13 inches. And this is a reflection of this. So I love how it turned out. So all I have to do is sew my columns together. The hiccup that I have, or the compromise that I had to make, is the yardage is so much longer than my piece columns. So I am going to have to locate the halfway point on my piece columns and then sew them together on the yardage columns. And I'm going to lose some fabric. I'm going to lose it at the top and at the bottom. But overall, I really liked how it turned out. It was super quick. You can do this in an afternoon. You can do this in a couple of hours. Although I would, if you're going to start your fabric, do that overnight or what have you. But you don't even have to starch. And you can use any fabric. If you don't use directional, well, let's see. If you don't use directional fabric, it would also turn out quite cute, I think, as well. You do want some contrast between the columns, but each quilt is each person, so do what you like. I am just going to zoom in real quick again before I sew these together and show you this gorgeous fabric. Sorry if the camera moves. Look at it, it's so pretty. I'm going to turn to. It's just so gorgeous. So I'm going to sew these together and then I will square it up, but I'm not going to put a border on it. I think that's going to be it. I love how it looks, and I think it's going to turn out to be one of my prettiest quilts. I'll be back to show you the final result, and I'm going to try to leave some instructions, but I really just kind of went with what I had, and I really love how it turned out. I love that I didn't waste that much fabric. I think it's about 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 6, 4.5, 5, uh, maybe about 5 squares that I did not use. But I'll incorporate that on the back or somewhere, make a pillow. I'll do something. So I love how this turned out. I'll be back with the finished product. Ta-da! It's done, and I am so excited. It turned out to be 65 by 67 by 75. Sorry. And I love how it turned out. I end up piecing it in columns, which was different for me. It was new for me. I used my 10-inch squares, so I did starch them, and they shrunk quite a bit. I was a little surprised by how much they shrunk. So I end up cutting them 9 by 9.5. I wanted as much length as possible. So I have 8 of these in an ombre. I tried to make it like an ombre effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I have 8 of these, and then I added a 3-inch just to make this blend better, this transition blend, and to make it a little longer because I had to lose some of the yardage. But it turned out fantastic, I think. Um, let's see, right here. I used the yardage. I cut the 2 smaller pieces at 10.5. After I found the repeat, I cut these 2 10.5. And the reasoning for me not cutting them exactly in half, I wanted to get the birds, the flights, and the trees. So I had to kind of adjust, I'll say that. Sew the tops together. So this is a reflection of this. Then I did the larger middle piece. I cut this one 13 inches. Sew the bottoms together, and this is a reflection of this. So it turned out pretty great. I used about 32, 33 squares of the 10-inch squares, but it came out fantastic, especially since I didn't know what I was going to do with these, that's the stackers. I only had 10 different fabrics, so I wasn't sure what I would do, and I absolutely love it. I am going to zoom in so you can see this beautiful fabric. The camera does not do it justice, though, I will tell you that. But thank you all for watching, and I'm not sure if I am going to quilt this or sell it on my eBay store. The link is below for the eBay store. But if I do quilt it, I think I would use calming waters to give it even more movement. Um, and maybe some nice minky or some plush on the back because it is a luxurious quilt top to me. Well, thank you guys for watching. I have truly enjoyed making it. It really is the easiest, quickest, simplest quilt I have ever made. Um, you could do this in a couple of hours if you desired. Again, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and or subscribe. I would love to get your feedback. Is this something that you would consider doing? It's my first time. There may be patterns out there, but I didn't see this one. So um, it's kind of my first time creating my own pattern.